On college and university campuses across the country, you'll find academic support centers that offer help for students who may be struggling in their courses. These support services are typically free for students who can, in most cases, just drop in for the help they need. However, if students come with the expectation that tutors will stand in for their course instructors and teach them what they need to know, whether to complete an assignment or be ready for a test, they will be disappointed. This video explains what tutors do with students, as well as how students can get the most out of the support that tutors provide. A long time ago, in a land far away, a tutor was someone hired by wealthy families to homeschool their children. This was before public schools, and education was still a privilege of the wealthy class. A tutor was either paid or given room and board for providing instruction in various subjects. The idea of a tutor as teacher has a fairly deep history, which is exactly why we prefer not to use the title. Our tutors are not trained as instructors. In fact, they are explicitly advised not to stand in for course instructors and teach students what they need to know. Their role instead is to help facilitate the development of the essential skills of learning, and for that reason we call them facilitators rather than tutors. These essential skills are not specific to any subject, but are what students need to be strong in to be successful learners in any subject. Our goal is to help students become proficient, independent, and lifelong learners. So, what should you expect when you come for help from a facilitator in one of our support areas? The simple answer is not instruction, but support. Support in building the essential skills of learning, and there are 5 skills in particular that you need to be strong in. The first essential skill of learning is asking open-ended questions. A facilitator will ask you questions like, "What do you already know about this problem?" or "What do you think might be your first step to the solution?" These are called open-ended questions because they can't be answered with a simple yes or no. Open-ended questions activate your mind to search for answers, and this is one of the methods a facilitator will use. By modeling good open-ended questions in your session together, the facilitator is priming your own practice of framing questions that support successful learning. Every time you are faced with a challenge or problem, asking yourself open-ended questions will help you make steady progress. Another essential skill of learning is using available resources. In college, your primary resources include the course instructor and textbook, along with online sources and applications utilized in the course. Smart students don't know everything, which is one reason they are in school in the first place. Instead, smart students know where their resources are and how to use them effectively. When you come for help, you should expect the facilitator to ask for your class notes, textbook, and other course materials relevant to your question or problem. Facilitators aren't there to teach what you should be hearing in the classroom or reading in your textbook. Lots of students don't really know how to take good notes or read their textbook effectively. A facilitator can give you some helpful tips. A third essential skill of learning is thinking strategically around your question or problem. We call this making a plan. Just thinking about a problem or stressing over what you don't know typically will not get you closer to the answer or solution. Instead, you might open your mental frame to take in more context around the problem, and then map the sequence of steps leading to your desired goal. It is assumed that you come for help because you're stuck and can't figure something out. Rather than just giving you the answer or solution, which really wouldn't help you in the long run, a facilitator might help you develop a strategy that gets you where you want to be. An entire classroom lecture or chapter in your textbook can seem overwhelming until you break it down to its elements, develop mastery with those, and gradually build back out to the bigger picture. Building many lessons is our fourth essential skill of learning. Some concepts and methods are complex, making it beneficial to analyze them into their individual components and work to understand those first. Breaking things down is the logical operation known as analysis, and putting things together is called synthesis. Together, they are important elements of critical thinking, which is what successful learning in higher education is all about. Based on the model of building many lessons used by a facilitator, you can continue the practice on your own and for all your courses. After asking open-ended questions, identifying resources, making a plan, and spending extra time where you may be stuck, a facilitator might give you a problem to work on similar to the one that motivated your request for help in the first place. Our fifth and final essential skill of learning is named guided practice, which is more accurately what we call a meta skill, referring to a skill that sits above the others and calls on them as needed. After providing the sample problem, the facilitator will leave you alone for a while to work on it, coming back around at various points to respond to your questions and give you constructive feedback. In the process, you should be using the 4 learning skills that have been demonstrated for you by the facilitator. If and when you should get stuck, the facilitator will ask open-ended questions, direct you to your course resources, review your plan, and help you break the problem down in order to build mastery one step at a time. As one of your important resource centers of instructional support, the Learning Center is here to help you develop into an independent, successful, and lifelong learner. When you come for help, just remember that we are here to work with you, neither standing in for your course instructor and teaching you what you need to know, nor stepping in and doing the work for you. Do your best. Keep trying even when the challenge is great. And when you need some help, come to the Learning Center. But come prepared. We know you can do it.